Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm joined once again by Carlos and Killian, who are here to, Carlos is here to inform us of what's coming up over the next sort of months and weeks.
Really, yeah. I mean, all things Corvus Belli, really.
Yeah, and off the back of that then, I'll mostly be staring at Killian's face to see the extreme look of shock, anger or surprise and lust.
I think the last one's kind of terrifying me more.
I've seen how you've got on during the Endsong.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
You were lusting after some of those profiles too much.
Yes.
I think, too much. So we're on the run up to Gen Con then, and there's going to be lots of big reveals at it. What can you tell us about first then?
Come on, we're probably publishing this video before Gen Con, but after a huge bombardment of contents from Corvus Belli and licensed by Corvus Belli also, because we had already the Endsong week with Endsong and the pack with Cascuda versus Maximus with the Scenic Bases, which is a bundle that you will get both of them. You will also get the Illuminatrix of the Observance, that's the bundle, and we are still in the pre-order period, so you still can have it. Yeah, okay, fine. You have already there published a lot of videos talking about reinforcements for all the factions of Infinity, and well, we will still have to see how do they look like, right? I mean, probably at Gen Con I will arrive with a huge seminar video full of contents, and we will probably have 3D renders. I don't know if painted figures, but 3D renders of Pano, Yuching mostly.
Yeah, the Gen Con video is always great because you bring so much stuff, so much mini previews nobody has seen before.
Information. Yeah. So pretty much like that. But there are a lot of other things going on, okay, apart from the Endsong contents that you will probably have seen already. Because you have published also, probably at this point, the Acheron's Fall, which is a game licensed by Corvus Belli, by Ramper Design, by Ramon Sparco, and so a spaceship game, and let me tell you, not X-Wing. Like the many people was thinking, it's going to be shoo. No, it's something else. Lots of resource management, vector movement, different ships for the different factions.
Different types of ships, from sort of frigates and cruisers to big battleships, big hunking Pano. You're not getting through 12 shields this day, matey boy type of thing. Filth like that. But I think as far as obviously the aesthetics there for Acheron's Fall. Are drawn from the Infinity universe, so the ship designs look fantastic. Often you'll see in the background of some Infinity artwork, you'll see these ships, you'll see drop ships and
stuff.
Or
the global campaign that had the ships as the things like that, yes.
Yeah. So we've seen things like this before, but to see them on the tabletop was really good. And also, when you think of Infinity, you think of a game that has a lot of tactical nuance to it. It's not just a push it all forward and roll all the dice for shooting. You have to think about where you're going and what your opponent's going to do. Likewise with Acheron's Fall. They've brought that idea of management and thought into it. You're fighting a space battle. You can't just stop dead in space. It requires time.
You were telling me about how the vectored movement works. And I was like thinking, if I do this right, I can donut my ship around this like that.
Or if you do it badly and you're not thinking,
you drift off the board by accident, spinning.
Or slowly turn your rear shields to your opponent and just expose yourself. And you think, I've made a terrible mistake. So it's interesting to see Corvus Belli having a license go out there and for somebody to approach it.
Well, there are so many things going on. Some of them I cannot reveal, but it's like a year of before that we also have Rem Racers going on, so many different kinds of flavor. And also Acheron Falls ties in with the narrative of Endsong that is telling that the circulars are jeopardized by the presence of the combined army with more orbital support and stuff like that. So it's funny. It's funny how I love it when a plan comes together.
Yes. Definitely.
Rem Racers also, because
Rem Racers look so good.
We should mention what is going to happen. What is Corvus Belli bringing to the Gen Con booth? Okay, and we will of course have the bundle. Yes, okay, this is the main thing. Okay, apart from that, many problems, which is the exclusive figure that will be at all events. It will be at Gen Con, it will be at the Interplanetario, which we are making again, the Interplanetario, which is so important for us in Corvus Belli because it's the event made in Vigo, it's a local event. So, of course, highly encourage you, everybody, to visit us in Vigo, and not only just for playing the tournament. If you don't get a spot in the tournament, don't worry, there are a lot of activities and a lot of ways of celebrating Corvus Belli, It will be also available, many problems, at Freak Wars Madrid, an event that happens in Madrid, I guess it's in September, and also Essen Spiel, which is the biggest European, probably in the world, the biggest
games event.
huge event. So that's coming on.
Last chance to get will be Black Friday, because if you can't get to any of those events, it's Black Friday deal from the CB website.
Yes, it is. And then Ram Racers, the remote racing game from the Infinity Universe that we make so charming and so chibi and so kid-friendly in a certain way. Let me tell you something. At Adepticon, we also have demos of Ram Racers. The thing is that Infinity is the best game that we have, but doesn't have the best demo, because Infinity, in a 10-minute demo, you cannot get everything that is there. It's just, okay, this goes like this, face-to-face roll, movement cover, distance modifiers, okay, fine. But you don't get the huge game that it is. People already knows the brand of Infinity, so they are in for the demo, and then they usually get the Operation Blackwing box or whatever. But the Ram Racers demos, Ram Racers is very light in rules. People understand the game immediately, but it's like 4 or 5 people playing simultaneously. It's a party game. Then suddenly more people comes over. What's going on over there? And everybody's like, whoa! And they get very excited. So suddenly I saw myself like making the demo and like, this game is something, because everybody's having a great time. People playing the demo, going away and coming for another demo, playing again. So Run Racers is really like, at least from our impression, is really party game and really fun. So we will have it at Gen Con. If you pass for the Corvus Belli booth, don't forget to have a demo of Run Racers. And pressure Corvus Belli, release it now, make it now, come on, because you have the best demo ever, and we have no physical product to sell already there. So it's like, hey, let's make it.
And it's not going to be a Kickstarter or anything. It's going to be an actual box game.
And
direct
release. When it's done,
release.
it's done. We know people asking with the money in their hands, give it to us. So we have to cast copies of everything, print copies of everything, pack it, and throw it to people. We have created the demand already. Okay. So many problems, new events, and finally, and probably we'll have images for this video because we will arrive at Gen Con with the Warcraft demo. Okay, Warcraft, the actual war game. Okay, is going to be a battle of Hegemony of Embersig against the Northern tribes. Hegemony of Embersig is the human faction. Okay, well, it's multicultural, really, because it's the most modern faction. It's almost like everything is medieval, and these guys are almost like in the Renaissance in a certain way. Allow me to explain myself in my own terms. So they're humans, but they have also dwarves. They have also elves in their ranks. They are the most military organized army with the best chain of command and the best organized squads and stuff, better structure. Okay. And against the northern tribes, which is quite the opposite, because these are the orcs and the barranks, which are big figures. You will notice the difference on scale. The orcs are big and the barranks are big anthropomorphic beings, okay? And they fight like chaotically, okay, in a different way. So we will have that demo, fantasy game, the fantasy war game, Corvus Belli, the fantasy Infinity. No, I won't say like that. I won't say that. It
plays differently.
It's different.
It's not a direct transfer.
Some people probably wants to translate everything into Infinity terms. It's something on its own. It's different from Infinity.
I'm fascinated to see that, because we had a lot of fun playing the
Warcraft Adventures.
The Warcraft Adventures, which is the dungeon crawler, map-based, small characters. But even within that, because of the way the narrative was structured, you start to get an idea of what's going on in that little part of the world and who some of these races and people are like and how they sort of develop. So seeing those individual characters fleshed out into full armies, or that's going to be interesting.
But something that I'm looking, now that we're going to making more and more Warcraft miniatures for the wargame, the wargame is going to look more military in a certain way, because Dungeon Crawler is about a hero shining, in the war against zombies. These are looking more like armies fighting each other, more regular soldiers, more the aesthetic. In a certain way, it's the same aesthetic, the same artistic direction, but when you see them in groups, colliding in groups, looks different.
It's the difference between seeing the Fellowship of the Ring going out those 9 individual heroes and then seeing the whole army of Rohan or the Minas Tirith army lined up. They're within the same world, but these are the heroes, but here's what it looks like when armies are
or when you play Defiance and you play Infinity. Defiance has the heroes in a certain way shining on the board against minions, but you see Infinity the game, you will see regular troops. Everybody has a uniform, everybody has a coherent look. They look more like soldiers, not as much like heroes. That's a comparison that we can make.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Gen Con, lots of contents going on, lots of new games, lots of demos, and lots of upcoming projects for this year that I still cannot reveal. Surprises. Surprises.
There will be surprises in the seminar.
Surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, like the usual. And one more thing. The iPhone. Stuff like that. Yeah. There's a lot of not just Corvus Belli projects, but other companies are collaborating with Corvus Belli in order to deliver stuff. Okay. So we cannot wait for so many things to happen or so many things to luckily happen in the best possible way.
If people can't make it to Gen Con, then the seminar will be going up afterwards anyway, so people will still be able to, if you can't attend in person.
Usually the Friday before going to USA, me and Connie record that super bombastic video full of reviews. We will have those. And remember, it's not just Gen Con, it's also Interplanetario, it's also Essen Spiel, and it's also Freak Wars Madrid. Those events will have love from Corvus Belli, and we will keep on delivering 3D renders to all of those events because Corvus Belli has just released Endsong, and Endsong comes with a reinforcement rule, and the reinforcement rule involves lots of new miniatures for all the factions. So we will have tons of previews during this year to show you.
Excellent stuff. There you have it, folks. Definitely a lot to look out for. If you haven't seen the Endsong week we did a few weeks ago, then you should go back and have a look at that because there's a ton of stuff for literally every faction, even the Toha.
Toha.
Get a mention. God bless them.
God love Toha.
And also this past week, I sat down with Ramper Designs as well and played through, so you can see a sort of a very basic version of the game. There's a lot more depth in it. But it will give you a good idea of how that naval game works within the Infinity universe. So the future is bright. The future is Corvus Belli. Let us know what you think below, folks, and enjoy the Gen Con coverage when it comes around. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.